Feed me. Feed me more. Feed me more.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Feed Me More Nutrition Live. I am the big guy Ryback, and tonight we're doing another deal, a deal for the Ryback out there, maybe not a Rybacker, not a requirement necessarily for this flash sale that is going to end at midnight Pacific tonight. I've got it in the description already, guys. The new Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry Gym bags are now available on feedmemore.com. Under the weight belts and apparel section on the product page. Click on products, weight belt and apparel. The gym bags are on the bottom of that page. The gym bags are $39.99, ladies and gentlemen. But tonight, for people of the YouTube community until midnight Pacific, all you have to do is spend $75 on feedmemore.com prior to shipping. Add a gym bag to your cart after you have over $75 in there or more, and use the discount code FREEGYMBAG at checkout. A $39.99 gym bag is yours free. We just got them in stock, and I want to give one to you guys because they are very nice. So that is the flash sale for tonight, guys. Also, by the way, but wait, Billy Mays, there's more. Free Feed Me More Nutrition face mask and workout towel, yellow workout towel, guys. We're actually putting in the order for red workout towels. But the free items on these are going to go down to one item after this month. So get your free face mask and workout towel. I've been hooking it up. The big guy has been giving you guys discounts left and right with COVID, right with COVID. And to keep people shopping, to give you value. I know not everyone has as much money as maybe we normally would with everything going on. So I'm with my marketing books, my team. I'm constantly trying to come up with QVC quality deals for you guys. The big guy is spitting out the deals left and right. So free gym bag tonight. One per customer, guys, please. $75 in your cart. Add one gym bag after you got $75 in there. Use discount code FREEGYMBAG. It is yours. And I'm here for you guys tonight. It'll be in the description. It will be in the comments. And I would like to answer any questions you guys have that I can maybe help you guys with. New blog as well. We have a great blog section on feedmemore.com. A lot of blog content going to be added regularly, guys. A lot of great articles. Sometimes I got some stuff promoting the supplements at the end of it. Sometimes we don't. It's just giving you more value. I'm trying to push the value down your throats, guys, to help with things that have helped me in all seriousness. So, Ricky Scurvy, great to see you. And let's go. Let's go. That's how I picture Ricky Scurvy saying it. Let's go. Puberty hasn't quite set in, but that gold chain and the green stain has. I'm just kidding, Ricky. I'm going to make you a mod, Ricky. I think. I think that could be a little dangerous. I think you would be the kind of guy that would possibly gather a group of sarcastic assholes that are not banned and grow your Ricky Scurvy army against me. But I am tempted to make you a mod. Good question. SA Nary TV. I would work on the name. Make it easier for people. I'm dumb. SA Nary Easy Nary TV. I'm kidding. I don't think I'm dumb. But Yo, Ryback, what do you recommend for teenagers getting into weight Lifting. I started in high school myself. They put me in it my freshman year. I think learning proper workout fundamentals. Everything in life, whatever sport or skill we learn, we want to get the best coach possible, right? Weight training is one of those things where I think now it's a lot more common for people to seek out reputable trainers and people that have a good idea of working out in the proper mechanics, because it could be the most detrimental thing to you if you don't learn to work out properly. So I would say uh, learning the exercises and starting small, and making sure you have a very good understanding of just the mechanics of what you are doing. That is something that sometimes often gets overlooked. And when I was a kid, I did a lot of things, and not necessarily that were extremely dangerous. It was a lot of body weight stuff, but I didn't have anything that taught me proper mechanics on the different things. And luckily everything was fine. And as I got older, I did learn a lot of that, and some stuff was wrong that I was taught, and I got lucky. But you just gotta. That's the most important thing. You don't need to get caught up into taking supplements. Learning proper nutrition and workout mechanics is the two biggest things, and that goes for everybody, not just for someone that's just getting started. Thank you for the question, SA Nary TV. Business opportunities, either just send anything to the website, please, under the email on the website for that. My personal email, I just don't get. I get it, people used to use that for the website, and we get a lot of spam on there. So, not saying you're spamming. I know you're probably not. They did make a lot of toys of me. I got all of them myself, actually. I'm actually very excited also. Uh, as you know, I'm looking at new properties. I want a bigger gym. And I need a place that has a Gen X suite for my mother that I take care of. And I say I take care of, lives in her own place that's attached to my place. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment with everything. And they're making those now in Vegas much more common. When I got my house, these were not common. So it's been difficult to look for a new place. I finally found the place that I like, and I want to get a single story, most likely, with Sophie, because of her back condition. And I carry her up and down the stairs all day long, and it's great, and I love it. But it's, so looking for a place that's of close in size to what I have, but a 4-bay garage so I can get more of my Stairmaster and some new gym equipment. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing to me is my gym. And I'll be closer to the airport, the new house. So, but we got some offers on the house coming in. And this has turned out to be quite the investment for me. So I'm pretty pumped up about all that. But almost 300,000 subs, almost. All right, good question right here, Matt. Questions are getting better and better. Thank you, guys. Not when thought you were coming back at the Royal Rumble for the last 5 years, even though I've said every year that I'm not. What do you recommend for chest workouts with dumbbells? Huge fan of incline dumbbell presses, flat back dumbbell presses. With dumbbells, the advantage that you have is you could really, really, really focus on the squeeze. And something that I do, and this is something that with my shoulder, that movement, I would get a lot of grinding the heavier I went on those. Now my shoulder, as I've gotten the scar tissue more and more, and the range of motion and the mechanics are all improving, I could do much more weight once again. Something I like to do, though, is as I'm coming down, I keep my hands in this position, and I keep my elbows very, very close in keeping my lats engaged. And as I'm coming down, as soon as I come up, and you don't slam them together, but you just get a squeeze, and you could really, really exaggerate that squeeze at the top. And I like to do a combination of where, if I'm not going as heavy on certain sets, and then still mixing in heavier sets, where on the heavier sets, I'm not necessarily as focused on the squeeze. I'm focused on the lats and driving and just pure sheer force. And for me, I do a combination of things. Everything for me is built around wrestling, but those are two fantastic movements. I tell you, and another movement that I'm a huge, huge fan of, that I really, really believe develops the pec muscles. And I've always had a great set of tits on me throughout the years, but it takes a lot of work, is the pec deck machine. And I'll oftentimes incorporate 3 to 5 second holds on the pec deck. And you don't have to do it every set, even just doing 1 or 2 sets where, 10 to 12 reps, or even if you go a little higher on it, because oftentimes the weight on the machine can max out. So you can kind of rep that out as many reps as it takes. But I find that putting those squeezes in, you can't do nearly as many reps, right? And it really, really isolates the chest. And I've always been a big believer in that, in overall pec development. So, but incline movements are very, very important, because the more developed you can get the upper chest, the better your chest just overall development looks. And I learned that at an early age. So I've always made sure I try to incorporate at least 8 sets of incline movements total into my workout on a 20 set usually deal. We have our ISO Hungry for a protein powder. We have our ISO Hungry plant powered protein that will be available before May or sooner. The order's already in. It all depends on the manufacturer. Our lead times have been from COVID. I'm hoping they'll start getting cut back down. I really need them to, because right now we're at I think it's 8 to 10 weeks, and it used to be usually 4 or 5, 6 weeks. And but we do have our grass-fed whey protein still in, if you're not plant-based. But our plant-based caramel cookie, and then we will be doing a chocolate and peanut butter as well. They mix and taste like a whey protein shake. And I really, really think they're going to set the gold standard on plant proteins moving forward on that. Adam asked Ryback, do you train any body part more than once a week? Because I tend to train calves more than once a week. Yeah, I used to do calves twice a week, and traps I do twice a week, which has always done me very, very well. I do think you could train muscle groups like that more often. I see people though. I do calves once a week now. I do a standing movement or a straight leg movement and a seated movement. In my calves, I can tell you, I don't lose any size. I've always had genetically big legs. I do think sometimes people get obsessed with how often they're training muscle groups. I know a lot of people, girls, women, guys too, that train. They're just like a lot of women. This is, I say, because I see this all the time, are obsessed with training their legs like 3 or 4 times a week. And I personally believe they're just putting their joints and everything under more stress, and they're not getting any more benefit. Whereas if you go hard and have a proper diet, you will get better results. This is a common thing, and this is just based off what I've seen. People that work out more often per week, like body parts, they typically don't do a lot of cardio and conditioning, and they do that in place of a bad diet. and they think that like they're like training the muscle group to like have the carbs go there. Like it doesn't work like that. It just the body, it doesn't work like that. And so I think I don't know. I just think you go hard and you train everything and you got a well balanced program. I understand, and that twice a week I don't think is necessarily as bad. I don't think muscles recover in 48 to 72 hours usually. But if you're training really hard, you know, you want the week recovery. But I don't think there's a right or wrong on it. I think you got to go by what works best for you. But if you've been going twice a week and you're not happy with the results, it's one of those things. And calves are a genetic muscle as well. That, is it really worth beating yourself up over? And train them hard once a week. And, if they're not growing, and then this is just another thing I'm going to say. If you're training a muscle group once a week and it's not growing once a week, I really don't think twice a week is going to, like, there's just some body parts genetically that don't grow for people. And your best thing to do is just be as strong as you can be. And that it is what it is. And rather than just completely stress over, but I get it. And as a meathead, I get it. So. What's going on, guys? We're doing a deal tonight. Free gym bags, $39.99 value. It's in the description in the comments. I'm not going to overly promote it tonight, but it is there if you want it. Hardest workout I've ever done. I did 250 burpees while I was hurt with my back and shoulder. This was before I wrestled Brian Cage, actually, on an independent match. And my burpee game was really strong. I did 250 after a workout. And I quit. I did my 100 under in 9 or 10 minutes. And then I just kept a solid pace. I don't know what I ended up going. It took quite a while. But I did 250 leading into that week going where, but my body was so hurt. My shoulder was completely destroyed. And my back, my whole right leg was numb, but I was still doing indie matches as I was taking that money and supplementing it for everything I put into the Feed Me More Nutrition early on until the supplements started really holding their own. And then I was able to, everything with Sophie, and I stopped taking bookings, but that was the peak of it. That was a pretty rough one. Thank you, the baby Yoda. Was actually a gift from a woman that I know very well in Vegas. Her son, it's her son who was in high school, just passed away last month in a horrible situation. So, and then some fans have got me some other baby Yoda stuff. So. Man, good question, Walter. This is a good question. Positive thoughts, big guy. Depression and drinking booze. How do I overcome that? Much love. There's varying levels. I'm a big believer in, the word depression doesn't scare me. It's I think in our world has done a great job of creating fear over very normal things, being sad. And I know there's varying levels in being down and out and in depression. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing to experience it. I mean, I've been there. And it's funny, Cody Rhodes told me one time when we lived together, I've always been positive and good. But Cody and me and him have always had a very interesting relationship. He told me, he goes, you need to hit rock bottom. You've never hit rock bottom in your life. And he goes, that's where we were at an Applebee's, by the way, and having dinner. We lived together. He goes, you need to hit rock bottom. I'd been released from developmental, but I was still doing okay. I hadn't, and it was funny shortly after that, and got in a situation with a woman for a year and a half and raising her 2-year-old child in Louisville, Kentucky, and living with her and left Cody's and moved in with her. And it developed a drinking problem. She drank all the time. I didn't. I started drinking with her, and then it became my problem as well. But I was very functional. So eventually we broke up, and I went to what I would call probably being depressed. But I never looked at it like it was like a disease or anything. I never will give anything power like that. But I don't think drinking in itself is necessarily could be destructive behavior unless you are going very extreme with it. I think alcohol, and I know a lot of people that are very successful that have drinks every night or most nights of the week. Maybe they take some breaks here and there. Some drink hard liquor and drink quite a bit and are extremely successful and happy. And I don't, so there's no like, I think sometimes we vilify things and say drinking is bad. It definitely has situations where it's bad. And taken to the extreme, like anything, can be really bad. You know, I think in your particular situation, if it's holding you back, you need to start making some changes. And I'm not going to tell you like quit drinking cold turkey, but this is just to give you an example, Walter, without knowing. If you're drinking hard liquor every night and you're staying up late, either waking up and going to work or whatever the situation is, and waking up hungover, or you're sleeping in and you know you're losing time and your energy is low, I'm going to tell you then okay, let's switch out the alcohol if that's the deal. And like maybe if it's not cut out cold turkey, let's maybe switch you to something a little more mild. Start putting some limits on what you're doing, right? Maybe it's just a few beers a night at the end of the day. Maybe if you can cut it out cold turkey, great. But you got to start. We got to improve your energy levels. That's something, and you got to start. You got to have a purpose, if that makes sense. And often in life, and there's a lot of people that will go their whole lives, and this is throughout the history of our time, that have no purpose, and they live a life of misery, and they die. And that happens. The cool thing about life in a mindset is once you figure out the mindset part of things, you realize that we always have a choice. Not always easy, and I'll be the first to acknowledge that. And man, there's different levels. You walk in and see your entire family murdered at any age, that fucks you up, right? That's a big thing to overcome. And then there's other things. And there's varying levels of all of this. And so, but the cool thing is we have a choice with our mindset. So long-winded answer is start reading about mindset. Books I tell people that can start allowing change is The Secret, on the law of attraction and positive thinking, and becoming aware of our negative thoughts, right? And a lot of stuff, there's a couple books by Grant Cardone, The 10X Rule, and Be Obsessed or Be Average. It's very hard to listen to Grant Cardone's book and not get motivated. He is very motivated. He's hungry. He exemplifies the hungry mindset I talk about. And he's hungry in all areas of life, which is what I love. Me and him are very similar. I remember when I first read the 10X Rule, I go, whoa, this guy, I relate to this guy. This is how I am. A lot of my happiness is in my efforts in things, but I'm so aware of it that I learn to be happy in the moment and be balanced. And I want it in all areas of life. Is it easy? No, but that's what I strive for with that. But you need to start working on the mindset and understand that things don't get the way they are overnight, and they're not necessarily fixed overnight. But I do remember when I came across the book, The Secret, and became aware of my negative thoughts, my life instantly began to change. And I think if you go all in with that and just start using your time to start learning, you're gonna find something that you get hungry about, man. You will. And I'm not gonna tell you to cut out the booze. I think, man, do whatever the fuck you want. Like just but get hungry over something. That's oftentimes is people will turn to booze in extreme levels when they lose their purpose. If you have a purpose, man, you can do whatever you want and still get things done. And it's all balanced. So um that's what I would recommend as far as working on the mindset. And I think it will start coming in increments from there. I'm not a doctor either, guys, but I've stayed at Holiday Inns a lot throughout my career. So pretty fucking qualified to say that. All right, let's see what this is. It's Adam Plays says, if I'm going to do one arm dumbbell shrugs, can I shrug with heavy dumbbells? I've heard some people say I got to shrug with lightweight dumbbells, heavy dumbbells or light dumbbells to do shrugs. So I never used to do dumbbell shrugs all that often. I always did the barbell shrugs, Smith machine shrugs, and the hammer strength machine at the gym. Usually it's for like deadlifts, the preset thing you could do shrugs on. I think you could develop your traps both ways. I will say I think there's I've seen people go so heavy and they're just using their whole body. They're not, and their traps are not well developed, right? And then I've seen people that go much lighter have very well developed traps. I think you could do. I'd like to do a combination personally, for me, when my traps are the best wrestling, I do them twice a week, 8 to 10 sets twice a week. When I'm not wrestling, I do them twice a week still. Sometimes I do them once a week and my traps always stay big. But if I'm going back to TV, I'll do them twice a week, 8 to 10 sets. And I do a combination where maybe one day a week is more focused on the squeeze. And then a second workout during the week is more focused on more weight. And even with more weight, though, I still keep the traps, the exercise focused on them, and not just I'm not going to throw 8 plates on there and put my wrist straps on and barely get any movement, because I think the chick over at the squat rack's going to blow me after my workout because I did that, because like that's not the case, and nobody gives a shit, and you're just straining your back. So weight is important. Stimulate the muscle, but keep the focus on the muscle, and don't ever sacrificing form outside of maybe a set or two at the very end where you're trying to get some new strength to build to be able to do that. And you know what I'm saying, over time, but don't throw that away. I think, and I'm a big believer of heavyweight, and I say heavyweight, but challenging yourself, muscle growth. And a lot of research shows that 4 to 6 rep range with the muscle under tension with good form is beautiful for developing strength and building muscle. And that doesn't count for guys that are just doing steroids and then could do, I'm talking about genuinely building muscle. Man of Steel, what's going on? Good to see you guys. I have no idea what's going to happen in the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight. I'm a big fan of those fights, though. I think anything with two guys going out there, giving it their all, and providing entertainment, man, I think it's such an underappreciated thing that you see people and young people online and bitching and complaining, man. Anytime athletes and fighters and performers go out there and sacrifice, regardless of their reasons for doing it, like they're going out there and challenging themselves. Enjoy it. There's nothing to be upset about, and I don't know what's going to happen, man. I don't know. but I'm going to watch it. I'll tell you that much. And if I miss it, I'll watch it on the highlights later. So, and I have a very appreciative mindset, and typically people that are athletes and people that have had success, and they all do. It's usually the people that never have that are the critiquers and the doubters, and usually have the negative opinions on that. So, and kids that have grown up with shit parents, you know, and that's that. I have no idea, guys, on a return to the ring. I just got the stem cells. I'm on. This is the beginning of it's week 2. I got home last week. This is week 2 of recovery. I'm going to go another week probably of no weights. And as I'm doing a lot of scar tissue removal this week. So I feel great. I just got to give it time, and I want to see what the situation's going to be with crowds and everything moving forward. And I'll see where I'm at. I feel great though. I got a lot of work to still do on my shoulder. Every day I'm on the softball this week I've been on it 2 hours a day, and throughout the day, broken up periods. And I have to keep breaking up scar tissue in various ranges of motion where my shoulder has been stuck. It could be painful at times, but the cracks and the releases on it are very pleasurable as I continue to get more and more range of motion. So please, EA buddy, don't spam the chat, man. Come on. Plant-based protein is the one that we do with the ISO Hungry plant-powered protein is a complete protein. We have all the amino acid profile on there, and the quality is the same on that when you're dealing with complete proteins like that. And I believe, I can't remember, I believe it's 21 or 22 grams per scoop on that, and which is very similar to whey protein. So someone like my size, I'll do 2 to 3 scoops when I do it. This is a live broadcast, Mike Rowe. Welcome. Man of Steel, yeah. It is what it is with people that that spam. At the end of the day, it's like the people that write on YouTube. I'll get the Ryback TV, and I'm very engaged in my comments, and I have people that help too on some of them. But like, I'm very engaged because I've learned from top entrepreneurs and in social media influencers on that on being engaged. And it sucks being a wrestler and some of that, because it can oftentimes in wrestling that's not what we did. But I have a business, so it's a little bit different. And I take Gary Vaynerchuk is very, very interactive on social media, and I follow a lot of what he does because it's proven to work. And but at the same time, you're dealing with people, from wrestling and that crowd, and it sucks. Like, as far as it's always going to be there. And the more successful I get, the more it's going to get. The beautiful part about it is the richer I get, the more people I'll have to have block them so that I can just enjoy my experience. Ricky Scurvy is going to be a mod for life. We're not going to pay Ricky because Ricky's a Rybacker, and he'll do it for free. Let's see. Yes, let's get Emily to get that dodgeball image. I got my new place. I think I'm gonna, if we get this offer that's for the house, life is gonna be good. Oh, I didn't know. I got to check out. I got into gold and silver many, many years ago. Me and Kane. Kane got me into gold and silver. The Big Red Machine. Yes, Tactical X Fitness, the Whole Food Multi. I'm anticipating some big growth this year with Feed Me More Nutrition. We're still. This is. I'm looking forward to the upcoming months in seeing where our sales go, and and seeing what I'm going to be able to bring to the table for you guys on some new supplements. So I just got the 1-2-3 muscle joint tendon formula in with that, and there were delays on the shipping with everything, with the weather in the United States, with everything going on. There was like a delay for a week with everything, and which I actually saw a customer service on the chat. They because I'll get reports every week on everything, and I just look to make sure there's like no real like huge problems or anything. And this one, somebody was upset because the customer support gave them the exact reason that the 1-2-3 muscle joint tendon wasn't in yet. And they go, stop making excuses. Just say it's not in. And I like thinking like, they told you it's not in. And the reason why it wasn't in is because there was everything going on with the whole weather, with the cold front in the United States. And there were shipping delays with the shipping. Like all this stuff is connected. And so like if certain places are shut down and certain hubs are shut down, it shuts down everything. And like they communicated that, and I was like, Jesus, you just want to get upset. Like, what more do you want? They like gave you the exact reason and said when they think it's going to be in, and apologized and thanked them for their patience. And I go, man, just some people just want to be angry. Like it's like, but it is what it is. Ricky Scurvy says gold started rising the minute I put some on. It's going to the moon. Ricky, look, at the gold that you got on isn't gold, my man. We've established that. That's most likely some sort of, I don't know what's cheap, copper maybe, copper with like some gold spray paint from Home Depot that you got at the local swap meet, Ricky. And look, it probably fools some of the ladies that you've seen, but there's no fooling the big guy. Hey, Ryback, appreciate your unfiltered critique of the current WWE product. What's my unfiltered critique of the WWE product? I don't, it's the brand as a whole, guys. And I talk very positively of wrestlers, so. Which one, Ricky? I'm not going to doubt that, but which one? Ricky's a good guy on here. Yeah, he wears the counterfeit cool water cologne that's not even that expensive for the name brand anymore, but he's a good shit. The amount of protein you could absorb per meal, I think, is, man, it's a tough call on that. Like, how do you really know that? You know, I think that there's guidelines on things, and I've always done well. You know, I eat meals, 3 to 4 meals per day, so I try to divide my protein up in those meals, and I think that's better for me eating in 3 meals than if I were to divide those up every 2 hours. I'm not a big. I think we've been sold a lot of bullshit over the years on eating more often too. I think there's a lot going on, and a lot of the too, like the people that had a lot of success before all this used to eat far less meals, and I do think that we put our bodies under constant stress far more often than we need to. Any advice, Bro Master 10 says, for anyone starting their fitness journey trying to gain muscle? You gotta learn the basics. Basal metabolic rate calculator. You got to know how many calories a day. Very early on, and for years, I used to write things down. And you got to get a feel for your body and what you're doing. I think now with the social media, and Pinterest has so many cool workout things. I'm going to be putting out even more of workout things. And as I got doing blog content and things to help educate people on a lot of things, a wide range of topics. You can get a lot of good information off Pinterest, a lot of bullshit on there too, but there's some really solid stuff on there. with someone and find the reputable people putting out good content, and just scroll around on there and see. You got to start. You got to. As far as you got to get your calories in, you got to learn nutrition. You got to learn the foods, and you got to start going to the gym consistently and being able to assess yourself periodically and make changes. And you don't figure it out all overnight. It's a lifelong commitment, and you just consistently try to better yourself. And I am a big believer in believing in what you're doing. When you do that, you're going to get results. If you believe whatever you are doing is working, it will work. So that's why I preach mindset and a lot of this stuff, because it ties into everything that we do. Swimming is a great conditioning deal, man. Swimming is absolutely amazing. I actually got a new, we're going to be putting a post up here on, today I did an hour of cardio, but at the gym I did 10, I just did 10 minutes on the Stairmaster today. And I'm titling it's going to be for Pinterest and social, 10 minutes of hell. And it would start off on level 8 on the Stairmasters. You're allowed to hold on for 1 minute these are the rest periods on level 8. So you're able to hold on to the sides, and then 30-second work sets on maxed out. So today the Stairmaster went up to level 25. So I did a minute of level 8, 30 seconds of level 25, no hands. And you want to talk about blowing your legs up and getting your heart rate up. And I was good. And I did that. I think it was 6 working sets total in that 10 minutes. And by the last set, I finished the last 30 seconds. I didn't have enough strength in my legs to keep going to slow it down to level 8. And I had to let myself fall off the Stairmaster. I landed on my feet because I'm athletic. And then I had to take a second. I go, holy shit, my legs were blown up. But that was a record for the amount on how level 25 on the elliptical is moving. And then I got back on and finished my last minute on level 8 on that. But that was 10 minutes of hell. Then I went and did 50 on the elliptical level 25 maxed out, which I'm not going super fast on that because it's the hardest level, but just burned like 800 something calories. So I'm vegan. I've been vegan for 23 weeks tomorrow. Big, huge fan of Pog. Very Pog. Play of the game. Very Pog, big guy. Very Pog. I see that comment. I had to look it up the first time I saw it because I'm a boomer, even though I'm in my 30s still. I'm going to say that all year. And no gray hairs either. So I'm like in my 20s with all the stem cells. But very play of the game. Very Pog, Ricky. Very Pog. Very Pog. I'm going to use that when I go back to wrestling. All right, guys. And today, just to let you guys know, until midnight Pacific tonight, the deal is on. You guys, hooking you up, Feed Me More Nutrition, giving you a free Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry workout bag, guys, gym bag. All you got to do, it's in the description. It'll be in the comments after this video. Spend $75 on feedmemore.com. Limit 1 bag per customer. Add a gym bag under the weight belts and apparel. Go to the workout bag, add it to your cart. Use the discount code FREEGYMBAG at checkout, and a $39.99 gym bag is yours free. Just make sure that you spend $75 or more. You also will get the option to get a free Feed Me More Nutrition face mask and workout towel. This offer is ending at the end of September, and we're going down to 1 item on the free gift, guys, on all that. So take advantage of that. Get your workout towel. They're the premium microfiber sweat resistant workout towels, and these face masks are, I'm telling you, I've had a lot of face masks, and these are very good quality on these. And these, I've got several myself where I've had others that end up like they get overstretched or whatever. These haven't lost anything since I've gotten them. So that's that, guys. That's the offer for tonight. I thank you for joining me, and take advantage of these deals, guys. Take advantage. Sign up for our email as well. If you're a first-time buyer, you can sign up for our email and text message. You can actually get 2 codes for 25% off for your next 2 orders. It's a one-time use code. So if you've never ordered Feed Me More Nutrition, sign up for our newsletter. It's only 1 email a week, a motivational message and a huge discount, and our text message, which is usually a quick little motivational message and a huge discount. Once a week. Usually those go out Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday on those, and we don't spam or anything like that. Final thing, we got a super chat here. Lord of Pugs, just $9.99 from Lord of Pugs. Thank you very much for the super chat, my men. And everybody. Then why didn't he do it before? That is the question you have to ask. Usually the guys that are the strongest throw the slowest punches. And guys like me that have it all throw very, very efficient, very, very, very powerful strikes. Get a life, Mark. Thank you guys very much for watching. And I'm not talking about that one. Actually, I am, and you, the Mark. Thank you very much for watching. Feed me more.